What's up, guys? Welcome back. Getting ready to go for a test drive in a 1930 Ford sedan, but this one here's got the LS motor under the hood. It's a fuel injection setup. It's pretty sweet. Gonna be taking it down the road, pointing out any kind of flaws so you know exactly what you're getting before you get here. This one does have AC, has disc brakes in the front, drum in the rear. Put the 4 doors on it. It's pretty cool, especially how they redid the whole car with modern technology. Check out maplemotors.com for financing and shipping. We have 100 detailed pictures of this car and every car on the lot. So go ahead, hit subscribe, share, hit like. It's about that time. Let's go for a ride. Before we take off, I like checking everything out. Place your bets. Do you think the horn works? Pretty simple design in here. Nice set of gauges, of course, with the fuel injection. I always like turning the key on first, let it prime, and then just turn her. She starts right up. Cold air just blowing right on me right now. We'll cut that off so we can hear everything. Looks like an aftermarket shifter down here. Got a good sound to it. Definitely need to stop and get some gas. Oil pressure's a little bit on the low side, if that's telling the truth. I don't know how accurate that gauge actually is, but looking around the interior here, headliner looks great. I love the way they did everything. I wonder if that door's shut all the way. I want to make sure. No, it wasn't. All right, do we have wipers? It doesn't look like we have wipers on this one. We have a tilt column. Do we have a horn? Are you ready? Oh, what about this one? It does work, so the horn's working. All right, AC, let's kick her back on. Let's take off down the road, see how she runs and drives. Okay, got y'all set up. Got a little AC blowing. Working good too. Let's take off down the road. We'll see how she runs and drives. I'm gonna get some gas for sure in this one. I'm not feeling like running out. A little bit tight in here overall. Leg room's not all that great. Engine temperature is coming up. Well, we're going straight as an arrow down the road. Get into it a little bit. Gets down. This thing's very, very light. That motor took up all of the engine bay space. As far as steering goes, steers like a go-kart. That's what it reminds me of. Brakes, not too bad. They're not pulling left and right. Cool. I haven't tried it on this one yet, but these it's supposed to open. Kind of looks like they put a seal around it. There we go. Whoa. Check that out. That's cool. I like that. It's one of my favorite things about these old 30 models. You got AC, but you don't really need it because you got the window that pushes open. Uh-oh. A little weather stripping coming down where, oh, they have double-sided tape weather stripping up in there. That's why it was coming off. Not 100% sure where the gas cap is, but we're gonna pull in here and hopefully I hit it on the right side. Suspension, quite squeaky. Okay, let's get a little bit of fuel and keep this test drive going. Okay, up at the gas station. I got about $20 worth of fuel in there. We'll check the gas gauge, make sure it works, get her started up, and continue this video. The gas does go in right here in the back. And let's see here. I didn't shut the door all the way. So that gas gauge is over here, and it was dead on E. Turn the key on. Looks like it's working. Okay. Come back up. Giving her a second here. I don't know why the gauge isn't working now. It worked when I had it off. Let's try cutting it off, cutting it back on. Okay, so it works on auxiliary. I don't know. While the car's running, they're not coming up. I wonder if that's what's wrong with the oil pressure gauge. And the temp gauge and the volt, they're all down. All right. So when it's running, none of the gauges are working right now. Should be a simple fix. I mean, that's basically all the electronics. Let's take off. Well, I was sitting here and I noticed the gas gauge came back up, but the temperature gauge didn't. So, I don't know. Okay, here we go. Getting ready to take off here. All of our gauges did come up. They are working now. I just did the walk around. Oil pressure's at, looks like 30. The gas gauge is all the way up now. Temp gauge is at 200. That seems correct. Oil pressure's jumping up to 55 when you read it. All right, we're good to go. I'm gonna say it's probably the ignition that's causing the gauges to fluctuate on and off. There's no seat belts in here, but there is one little spot there, but there's not the other side, so it doesn't really work like that. Squeaky in here, very squeaky. Suspension's a little bit bumpy in this one. Okay. I think that guy's squatting in the shade. I don't know if y'all noticed, but when I did the drive over on the undercarriage, I stopped and did the turn signals and headlights and tail lights. So make sure to go back and check that out if you were just wondering. Gotta manually turn off your turn signals too. Can't tell if this guy's going left or right. There he goes. Real bumpy portion right here. I was being quiet just to let y'all listen to the ride. You can hear the squeaks, the rattles. Kind of get a good feel of what this would be like to drive it. The old bump. You can definitely feel every little bump in this car. But the good thing is, instead of getting hot, you can just turn the air on. Then if you get impatient, you can just So at least we got all the gauges to come up. You can tell what the oil pressure is, and the temp, and the volts. The only thing I didn't actually look at is the speedometer, and I'll check it right as we're going back to the lot. It's showing mileage on it, which is showing 851. It's going up too. And it looks pretty correct. So the speedometer's working too. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this test drive. If you did, hit like, subscribe, and share. That does help me out quite a bit. I'll keep doing these videos for you. I got a few more cars I want to do today. I don't have very much time, so I may only get one more done. Thanks again, guys. See you later. Okay, getting ready to do a walk around. We're going to be pointing out chips, scratches, rust, any kind of flaws, so you know the rest about this ride. Check out the detailed pictures inside, out, and underneath at maplemotors.com. We also have financing and shipping on every one of the vehicles that we own. So let's get started here. I'll start from the bottom and work our way up. Coming up to the front end. It's actually in pretty good shape. Not too bad at all. Do have some spots right here in the front. Looks like a little bit of wax left there. A little chip there. Going around the grill. Inside of the hood's got some surface rust. Light scratch there. Extra wax left over on that. You got a crack right here. That motor takes up every bit of room inside this bay. Couple little scratches there. Wheel cover's in good shape. Got a crack right here. Our way up. It's been painted on the front windshield there. Little spot right here in the corner. Couple little spots around the door handle and on the back here. Few imperfections I'm zooming in on here. Crack up here on top. Light scuffs. Coming around here on the back side, you got some cracks going on. Little spot there. Spot there as well. Can't open both sides at the same time, they'll bump into each other, so. It's pretty straightforward on this one. A couple little spots popping up down here at the bottom. chips in the back here. Spot right up here in the corner. Okay, let's check out the interior a little bit more. We'll start with the back here. The carpet has been changed out on it. The jams look good. This isn't quite lined up, is it? Needs to be pushed back in there. There it goes. Back here's a little bit wrinkly. Same with that corner. And the door panels in the back, pretty nice too. Got a pocket right here. Wonder if those gauges came up yet. Oh, the oil pressure gauge is up, the gas gauge is up, the temp gauge is up. I guess they're all working now. I knew that oil pressure wasn't working. I was like, what? This motor runs awesome. Okay, so now we got some readings that are probably a little bit more correct. Everything looks about where it should be. This motor runs around 200, 210, and about 30 to 40 pounds of oil pressure. Seems about right. I think it's going to be in that ignition. It's probably why those gauges keep fluctuating. It's tight fit. That is for sure. When you're putting this down, we'll look up under it, the way they got everything set in there. When you're putting it down, I usually run that track air and then just throw these clips up. Now we can look at the hood itself and how it lines up. I'm a little off here. You might be able to come back with it, but it needs to come back a little bit. These hoods are always finicky on this model. Couple little chips at the bottom there. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit subscribe, share, hit like. I'm going to keep them coming your way. I do need y'all to do that. It does help me out quite a bit, so I thank you in advance. Also, I have financing and shipping at maplemotors.com. 100 detailed pictures, and all of our inventory is updated every Monday. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Later.